Good morning. Good morning. This is Dr. Mike Prince, and welcome to another edition of the Mike Prince Show. We have been a little bit out of pocket, it seemed like, for a couple of days or so, but we are back in stride again, and everything is going quite well. We got another fine show planned for you and yours that have decided to join us here, right here at the Mike Prince Show, which is featured on the OpenMic Broadcast Network. We are going to have a lot to talk about today. We're going to talk about select baseball or select sports, AAU sports, baseball in particular, and the cause and effect that it may have. We're going to talk about apps versus websites. We're even going to break down a little bit more about the now Las Vegas Raiders and their move. We got some SWAC basketball news coming out of way of Mississippi Valley State. And then we'll try to wrap things up with our thoughts of the week. You're listening to the Mike Prince Show. We'll take a quick break, and we'll get into this week's segment.
I'm in almost every school bus and class. I go to school with your children. We say the pet of believe it together. You see me around the neighborhood, and you tell me that I'm a pretty good kid. Well, I'm one out of every 5 children in America, and I'm struggling with hunger. This problem is closer than you think. My teacher tells me we can grow up to be whatever we want. I want to grow up to be someone who doesn't go to bed hungry. There's enough food in this country to feed everybody. Please visit feedingamerica.org today and find your local food bank for ways to help. Every dollar you donate helps provide 8 meals for kids like me, or at least struggling with hunger. Together, we are Feeding America, brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
In the last 30 years, childhood obesity in America has tripled. Today, 1 in 3 kids is already overweight or obese. This is registered dietitian Melissa Joy Dobbins for the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics. Good nutrition is key to fighting childhood obesity. These tips can help your child stay healthy. Recruit them to the kitchen. Preparing meals teaches kids about healthy foods like lean proteins, fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and low-fat dairy. Make sure to get 60 minutes of physical activity every day. Make it a family activity. And avoid sugary or caffeinated beverages. Give kids water, low-fat milk, and 100% fruit juices. To keep your whole family healthy, be a registered dietitian and visit www.eatright.org. Encouraging you to eat right, I'm registered dietitian Melissa Joy Dobbins with the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics.
And welcome back to the Mike Prince Show. Of course, you can listen to us by way of our website at ktorradio.com. You can also listen at OBN-Radio.com. If you happen to be on the go and you're at your work, job, or whatnot, you could listen by way of TuneIn Radio. Simply go to OpenMic Broadcast Network. You can also check us out by way of simply dialing in from your phone at 605-477-5066. I'll get a little bit into that a little bit later on because I have an interesting theory, fact, or concept. However, you want to try to break that down. But let us get into this week's episode of the Mike Prince Show. And I do apologize. I had some technical challenges on the day and was not able to get everything quite like I would want to as far as having the show lined up. But however, the show must go on. You heard in the introduction that we talked about select ball, and I had a couple of tracks that I wanted to play. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to forego that particular segment today, and I'll try to bring it in to next week. It was just too much of valuable concept and information that I needed you to hear that would go along with the dialogue that I wanted to tag to it. And I think it really could be a show on its own. But I'll fix that and get to that.
Please wait a moment.
And we'll just go and we'll skip right on to the next scheduled out segment. We're going to talk about apps versus websites. Of course, we're in the 21st century, and everybody is app crazy. Everybody is gotta have. And I'm really kind of an oddball, and I admit that, and that's okay with me being an oddball. I don't have any problems with that whatsoever. And I got to thinking, you know, an app could actually be an overkill, because an app is what? A website. So if I have a website, why do I need to invest in an app? Well, people say, well, you know, the app is, you know, it's pretty cool, but with all the smartphones and all the advancements of the phones of today, cell phones in particular, there is no, in my opinion, and let me go back, let me step back. For what we do at the OpenMic Broadcast Network, there is no need for an app, because we have two websites, KTOR Radio, we have OBN-Radio. You have social medias, Twitter account, Instagram account, Facebook account. I don't do the Snapchat. But you got all these social medias, which are what? Websites, apps. And we're telling people, go to this app, go to this site, go to there, follow me here and follow me there. So you have all of the apps that you need. I bought into that pipe dream from it. You know, I'm telling you from my little practical experience. I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but every now and then I do have a tendency to get some things right from time to time. But I'm going like, okay, I'm going to get an app. So I get this app and I spend this money on this app, and all of a sudden I'm going like, why did I do this? And I'm telling people and not forcing, but pushing people to where I need to be and how I need to get there. So we push them to the site. The site gives you every information that you need. Now, when you go, well, apps can be a little bit more detailed and a little bit more this, a little bit more that. Well, tighten up your site. Seems pretty logical, pretty simple to me, but who am I? I'm just a 50-year-old guy that talks about the Lord, talks about sports, and talks about local concerning events that could have a slight impact on your life. Who knows? I don't know. But the apps versus the websites, we would prefer that you just go ahead and use the websites. In our case, it's OBNRadio.com, KTOR Radio.com. Now, what we have done, because we provide different coverages for local high schools and local college teams on our sports coverage, we think we have the answer to the app. You can listen to our broadcast of any live game that we come or that we broadcast here at OpenMic Broadcast Network by way of simply dialing in to a phone. Yes, I know it sounds crazy, but I want you to hear me out and listen to my logic on why we've chose this route. A lot of people have a tendency to ignore the fact that 35% of American citizens have access to the internet. 35%. Everybody, whether they have internet access or not, has some capability of getting on a cell phone. Now, let's go back for a minute to this app world, this, you know, the websites and the apps, and you got to have this app, download my app. Well, when you use these apps, even if you're listening to audio, if you listen to our broadcasts or sporting events or talk shows or sermons, whatever we're providing at the open mic, if you listen on your smartphone and you click on the app, even go to the website, it pulls your data from your plan. That can become very expensive, almost too expensive. And what will happen? It will discourage you from even trying to listen on your phone. And your phone, I can guarantee you remember your phone before you remember your glasses, before you remember your wallet, in some cases even your keys. That phone has almost become an extra body part to us as a people. We're always on it. We always have it nearby. So why not take advantage of a system and of a way of having people to get to you? Now, we want to call it the old school app. You simply lock in the number. In our case, if you want to listen to daily programming at the Open Mic, it's 605-477-5066. If you happen to listen to one of our live broadcasts, you simply go 724-444-7444. And a little trick that we discovered, we have 6 different channels currently at the Open Mic Broadcast Network site for live games that can be going on simultaneously. Whatever school or channel preference that you have, just put the code number in parentheses. So when you dial in the number and they ask you to put in the code, you know which one to put in. It's really that simple. You don't eat up data. You can, most cases, people have unlimited calling. You can dial in, listen to the broadcast. You can listen to a program. Never burn up your app. Never burn up your usage of your phone. You can use that to go on and take care of whatever else you like to do while you're on your phone. But then you can just lock it into your phone and have it on speed dial. Everything else is on speed dial. You can even get as far enough to put our little simple logo and tie it in. And there's your app. It doesn't take up much space. It doesn't burn up a whole bunch of time and everything else. And then you have access to listen to everything. That's the approach that we've taken here at the Open Mic. And it works because sometimes we're in areas that do not have internet access, or the Wi-Fi is kind of spotty. It's hot and cold. We hit and miss. But that phone is going to always be accessible. And what we're finding out is that the phone quality, although it might not be in HD, I personally, and you could text me or not, but tweet me. You could tweet me on this at Radio Guy, Twitter at Radio Guy. And I don't think that people are so concerned on if the audio is in HD or if it's in full stereo. I think people want clarity. They want a smooth, solid, stable sound. And that's what we provide here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. We're not trying to overkill. We're not trying to figure out and reinvent the wheel. We're simply working with what we know we got. We're simulcasting right now through our network, the 605-477-5066, or you can simply dial 724-444-7444, enter the code 46493. Or you can simply go to either website, KTOR Radio, OBN-Radio. You can go to TuneIn Radio right now and listen to everything, and you pick your choice. It's that simple. I believe it's service-oriented, and for what we do and the intents and purpose here at the Open Mic, it has been a stapler for us. It has given us what we've needed. It has provided a way, if you will. And as the old saying goes, if it's not broke, why even try to fix it? So that is our answer to the app world and this, that, and the other. And hope you've enjoyed this public service announcement for the Open Mic Broadcast Network. What we're going to do is we're going to take us another break. We are going to hear and discuss, we won't hear, but we'll discuss the latest of the Raiders' move and how they had to pull back Brother Derek Carr on everything that he's been saying to the media, through the media, about the Raiders Nation. We'll take a break, and we'll be right back. You're listening to The Mike Prince Show on the OpenMic Broadcast Network.
Introducing the greatest hits of Texas, a compilation of seatbelt excuses that made nobody famous and left thousands injured or dead. There's I'm only running around the corner for a loaf of bread.
Baby, yeah, I'm only running around the corner for a loaf of bread.
And I only buckle up on long trips.
My wife left me, my dog left me, I only buckle up on long, long trips.
And everyone's favorite, I Forgot.
Yo, I forgot, yo, I forgot. That's what I did.
Plus, if you act now, you get 4 more hit excuses, including It's Too Uncomfortable, I'm Invincible, I'm a Perfect Driver, and, of course, how can we leave out I'm Just a Passenger?
Grab your tambourine and shout, I'm just a passenger on this road.
Auto collisions are hits that nobody wants to listen to. Whether you're the driver or the passenger, remember to buckle up, Texas, every time, all the time. Save a life. Brought to you by the Texas Department of Transportation.
Hi, this is John Bon Jovi, asking you to go to serve.gov to get involved in something you believe in. I'm a big believer in the power of we. We can tackle the tough challenges we face and build community through service and volunteering. The reality is, we're all in this together. It's time for you to raise your hand and make a difference. United we stand. United we serve.
How will you raise your hand when they call your name?
Are you with me?
We weren't born to follow.
Go to serve.gov for more information about how to volunteer in your community.
This message is brought to you by United We Serve and the Corporation for National and Community Service.
And welcome back to the Mike Prince Show. You can join us each and every week right here at the OpenMic Broadcast Network. Visit our website at ktorradio.com, OBN-Radio.com. Follow us on Twitter at Radio Guy. You can follow us on Instagram at OBN Radio. Don't forget we're on Facebook, OpenMic Broadcast Network. That is OBN-MIC. It's all one word, Broadcast Network. A couple of weeks ago, we talked about the Raiders and their move now to Las Vegas, as they started out in Oakland, moved to Los Angeles, then came back to Oakland. Now they're on their way to Las Vegas, and everybody is in a tizzy. A Raider Nation is far gone, and I can understand. I relate totally because of the fact that I experienced the same thing. Not that I was a Rams fan. I was more of a football Cardinals fan than I was a Rams fan. And when they left St. Louis for Arizona, it was tough. Even though I am a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. I'll give you a quick story on how I became a Steelers fan. 1972, my pops takes me to my very first football game. It's the St. Louis Football Cardinals hosting the Pittsburgh Steelers. I go there and I see the black and gold. I fall in love with it as a little kid, and I've been a Steelers fan ever since. Short story. I see the Cardinals, but I kind of keep up and, just kind of monitor them and watch them. And when the Steelers and the Cardinals played in the Super Bowl a few years back, it wasn't hard for me to root for the Steelers, but it was kind of cool being a kid, remembering how I first got introduced to my love affair with the Steelers. I understand, Raider Nation, how you feel. And in your case, it happened twice, just like it happened to St. Louis twice. Because then we had the GOATs come in town. They were the laughing stock of the NFL. And I can remember, I don't remember who the player was, but a guy from the 49ers said, we whooped them in Los Angeles, we'll whoop them in St. Louis. And they were the butt-end of jokes for a few years. And, of course, you had the greatest show on turf with Kurt Warner and all the guys. And they did bring Super Bowl to the city of St. Louis. And it was good. And then after that, they just had crash. 20 years of mediocrity. Then ownership changes, and they get this brilliant idea, we're going to take them back to Los Angeles. And the lovely social club of NFL owners granted permission. And the St. Louis Rams were ripped from the hearts and the clutches of the city of St. Louis, and they were allowed to relocate back to Los Angeles. Now the city of St. Louis even has filed a lawsuit against the NFL where Commissioner Godell says that there is no merit for that. But that's a whole nother story. So now you have Raider Nation. They're feeling the effects of it. And as I mentioned a couple of weeks ago, jobs are going to be lost. Fans are going to be a little out of place for a moment. But then Derek Carr, the younger brother of David Carr, says, oh, if you're true Raider Nation fans, you're going to come out and support us anyway. Easier said than done, my friend. And to be honest, you need to focus, make sure that you're getting healed well, and leave the PR and all that other stuff to your agent and stuff like that. You focus on playing football. You making a comment like that, knowing that you have to be here for another 2 years while everything transitions for the move to Las Vegas, was not the brightest thing to say. So I'm going to be interested to see how Raider Nation responds and react to that. But these guys sometimes forget that people are taking their hard-earned money. Now, $1,000 for season tickets might not seem like a lot to a guy that's making $40 million. But that person works hard for that money, and they invested in a team that is important in their factor of life. And for you to say you're not a true fan because I choose not to come out and support my money and spend my money, invest my money into something that I know is going away, there's no hope. The city of St. Louis had committed over $800 million, some ridiculous number like that, for this stadium. It might even been a big, I'm not real sure, but it was a ridiculous amount of money that they were going to relocate in Earth City. And for those who are not familiar with St. Louis, Earth City is in the suburb of St. Louis. Nice area, and they were going to do it up right and have everything snatched from under them. And to hear and to see that happen to a city that I personally connected to, grew up in, it was hard to see. I thought about my uncle and my pop, who were season ticket holders, family and friends. Even though, as I mentioned, I was not a huge St. Louis Ram fan. As a matter of fact, I can honestly say I'm not a St. Louis Ram fan, never was. But it was nice to have that little twinkle in your eye when you said the world football champions for the St. Louis Rams. A little home affection kick in. But as for now, man, especially now, it wouldn't matter if the Rams didn't win one other game, at least in this guy's opinion. I am definitely not going to lose any sleep behind that. So, Raider Nation, my heart goes out to you, and I give you all of my condolences. I know that that's going to be tough, but you shall rise above this. I promise you. You'll get over it. And speaking of moving on, Art Rooney, the president, CEO, passed on from this life to the next, affiliated with the Pittsburgh Steelers organization. And the NHL Pittsburgh Penguins did a very nice tribute, if you would, to Art Rooney. They had the Stiller logo put on the side of their helmets, since they're in their playoff quest right now. In fact, they're doing an outstanding job. They're 3-0 in their first round of the playoff, just like those St. Louis Blues. How about it? They're going to try to finish things off this week against Minnesota. But it was a tough loss. 84 years old. That is a nice quality of life, even though we don't want to ever talk about it. But it is something that we almost crossed, that we almost faced. And our condolences are to Stiller Nation, to the Rooney family, for all that the Rooneys have done for football. In particular, they made it mandatory that you have to not hire, but at least interview people of color for some of these head football coaching jobs, which were so elusive for so many years. They were oh so elusive. And so that moves on. And another latest breakdown, and I'm not real sure on all the details. That's why I'm a little sketchy to even want to bring it up, honestly, but it is something newsworthy, and that is Aaron Hernandez, the former Patriot tight end, was actually found dead in his cell. And we are going to have to, of course, look into this a little bit more before we can elaborate on what all the details were. But that was a very telltale moment, if you will, to experience something like that. So we don't have all the details about it, but we'll try to break it down when we can. We want to take us a break from this segment, and when we come back, we're going to jump into the Southwest Athletic Conference women's basketball news. Jessica Kern came in, and now she's gone. We'll talk about that when we return. You're listening to the Mike Prince Show on the OpenMic Broadcast Network.
Do you see that doggy in the shelter?
Hi, I'm Buddy, the adorable puppy you adopted from the Humane Society. Meow. I'm Whiskers, a fluffy kitty, just waiting for someone to love me.
When you adopt a pet, we hope your new furry friend will become a cherished member of your family. And as Buddy and Whiskers will tell you, the key to success is following the rules to love by.
Well, that's right. Please give me food, water, and exercise every day. To stay healthy, I need the same kind of things you need. Talk to me. I like hearing your voice. You're my best friend. Please don't stay mad at me or lock me up as punishment. Remember, I'm probably going to live 10 to 15 years. So take care of me when I get old. One day you'll need someone to take care of you, too.
A message from the Montgomery County Humane Society. Visit www.mchumane.org for the complete rules to love by.
Be your best friend for life.
Each year, millions of people fall for dangerous bad diets and bogus weight loss products. Here's how to separate facts from fad. This is registered dietitian Melissa Joy Dobbins for the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics with your Eating Right Minute. Bad diets give lots of promises and few results. Some are even dangerous. Remember these warning signs. A guarantee of rapid weight loss is a red flag. For long-term success, aim to lose about 1 pound per week. Never follow a diet that bans an entire food group or one that allows you to only eat from one group. Finally, there is no proof that eating specific foods at certain times of the day will help with weight loss. To create an eating plan just for you, see a registered dietitian and visit www.eatright.org. Encouraging you to eat right, I'm registered dietitian Melissa Joy Dobbins with the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics.
HIV is the virus that causes AIDS. Without treatment, it can lead to illness and early death. About 1.1 million people are living with HIV in the United States. 1 out of every 4 new HIV infections is among youth ages 13 to 24. Gay, bisexual, and African American youth are most at risk. Most young people with HIV aren't even aware they're infected and can unknowingly pass the virus on to others. Risk factors for youth include having sex, multiple sex partners, sex without a condom, sex with older partners who are more likely to be infected, and injecting drugs. Alcohol and drug use can lead to risky behavior. Young people need to know the facts about HIV, understand their risks, and youth at risk need to be tested. Parents, schools, and community-based programs can help prevent HIV among youth. To learn more, visit www.cdc.gov/vital signs.
And welcome back to the Mike Prince Show. I'm your host, Dr. Mike Prince. A little special show today, not our regular format. We have some technical difficulties, but the show must go on, so we're continuing on with today. I want to remind you that we do have a 24-hour message line that you could call in, leave your message, information, or whatever is going on that could be newsworthy, noteworthy. We could actually take it and incorporate it into our rotation of our daily program, and who knows, might even get you a chance to break out into radio. That number is 713-570-6736, 713-570-6736, and you can dial that number at any time, 24 hours a day. Leave your message. You only get 3 minutes to leave your message, but if it's something that you really got to say, I guess you could call back and continue on where you left off. 713-570-6736. And those that keep up with us here at the OpenMic Broadcast Network know that we are a community-based radio station that we focus on local, regional, athletic coverage, not too much of NFL, professional sports updating, but from time to time, we do have some news stories or some notes that we need to share in reference to that, because you couldn't get pro unless you started out from high school, collegiate at least, to get to the next level. So that is our focus of programming, and we thank those who are part of that network. In particular, I want to talk about the Southwest Athletic Conference and Mississippi Valley State. Mississippi Valley State had just hired what was considered a shining star in the likes of Jessica Kern. She takes Mississippi Valley in her first year. They go 7-11 in conference play, enough to qualify for the 8th seed in the playoffs. They lose in the first round to Grambling State by the score of 71-61 in the first round of the playoffs, and made some nice improvement and some investment, if you will, socially and emotionally for Mississippi Valley. And then she had 5 new recruits committed to Valley. Just had a little briefing at the Mississippi Valley's sports banquet that there are exciting times and great adventures coming down the road for the Devilettes of Mississippi Valley State. And then within 48 hours, she was gone. She has agreed to terms with the Tennessee State Tigers of the Ohio Valley Conference, as she's going to take her show and head to Tennessee. Now, this has a lot of Mississippi Valley fans a bit shaken, a bit disturbed, if you will, about this move that Coach Kern has made. And for the record, we are working on getting an interview with Coach Kern so she can come out and explain her story, because you really got to understand that coaches, in particular of collegiate and professional ranks, this is a business for them. It's a high-risk business. And because it's a high-risk business, you got to hit it when the hitting is good. Well, people going like, well, Ohio Valley, she's going to a school that went 5-11, and they went 10-16 overall. That wasn't any better than Valley. She should have stayed at Valley. Maybe. Maybe not. But it still does not change the fact that this is a business. Now, I personally would have loved to see her stay at Mississippi Valley. Mississippi Valley is a part of the Southwestern Athletic Conference, and when Mississippi Valley does good, the conference does good. When the conference does good, and particularly the OpenMic Broadcast Network does good. So I'm all for success in the Southwestern Athletic Conference. I'm all for success in the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference. I'm all for success in our local and regional coverage of the teams that we cover. But it is a business. And money can make a difference in this particular business. Tennessee State is in a slightly better position financially than what Mississippi Valley would have to offer. That's just bottom line. So you have to be able to work while you can, and then work, more importantly, with what you have. Now, I was excited for the energy that Coach Kern brought to Valley State, her way of thinking outside the box. You'll get a chance to hear and see all what I'm talking about when we catch up with her here very, very, very soon. Very soon. But it's very, very intriguing to me on how it all unfolded, if you will. And let me just throw this out here. People that are upset, frustrated, she talked all that talk and then just went up and leave. What if they had decided to go in another direction and fire Coach Kern? Would it be the same outcry? Because whenever someone signs a contract, whether it's 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, you are hoping for the best, but always, or at least should always, be anticipating the worst. Who was to say that the administrators of Valley State would say, Coach, we're gone. We're going to have to go separate ways. We're going in another direction. And she did not take the opportunity that was laid before her. So until you actually get into those shoes, yes, I understand the frustration as a fan. Trust me, been there, done that. I understand how it can be heartbreaking, gut-wrenching to see any part of your team that seems to be heading in the right direction start going south. But that's not an easy job. It's not easy to be in that position, not easy to be in those shoes when you have a family to take care of and you know that things are subject to change at any given moment, literally. At any given moment. Let's look at the Grambling situation. Coach Walker go ahead and advances to the second round of the SWAC basketball tournament. I can imagine that John Walker was not anticipating being removed from his duties at Grambling State when he goes in to speak with the administration. You beat Prairie View at home, or you beat Prairie View on the road in the first round of the basketball. People didn't expect you to do that. You go in there and you battle with Texas Southern, and you're coming back feeling pretty good about your situation and your scenario. And they say, okay, Brother Walker, we're going another direction. That's the nature of this business. Now, a name that has been floating around, I don't know how true it is, but it's a name that's been floating around of a possible replacement for Coach Jessica Kern, who is now at Tennessee State, would be former PV basketball coach Don Brown. Don't know any truth to that, but she is a native of Mississippi. She has ties in Jackson. She has ties in Alcorn. which is about an hour and 40 minutes, not even an hour and 40 minutes, an hour and a 15-minute drive from that area. Is that the next move? I don't know. It would be interesting to see how that unfolds. But it's just like everything else has got to work itself out. So we're wishing Coach Jessica Kern nothing but success as she will take her talents and skill set across the way to Tennessee State. She's now going to be a Tiger. She gave up being a Devilette to going to be a Tiger. And I can't wait to get a chance to hear from her and ask her some questions and let you hear for yourself just how it all unfolded. But until then, we got to let it do what it do, and we got to do what we got to do. We got to take a break. When we come back, we get to the point, man, it's time for our thoughts of the week. You listen to the Mike Prince Show. We'll be right back.
Heart disease is the #1 killer of men and women in America. But did you know that just 30 minutes a day of physical activity can improve your health and decrease your risk of heart disease? An easy way to work physical activity into your regular routine is to start walking. For every hour of regular, vigorous exercise, you gain 2 hours of life expectancy. So start walking for yourself and for your heart. Start walking with your family. You'll feel better. Start walking with your friends. You'll live longer. Start walking in your community. You'll lead happier and healthier lives. Start walking. Start something. Join the movement today. For more information on the American Heart Association START program, visit startwalkingnow.org. And start walking. Start something.
What do your status updates say? You're learning a new language? Going all organic? Instead of typing your feelings, what if you could put them into action? By creating a network to help keep kids off the streets in a country like Armenia or in Honduras, bringing IT into the classroom, or on a farm in Tanzania, helping stem the world's food crisis by creating a sustainable agricultural program. What if every ounce of your being helped update the status of a person, and in turn they did the same for you? Would this be enough social interaction? Or is this only the beginning of something larger? Life is calling. How far will you go? Peace Corps. Get interactive at peacecorps.gov/game.
Larry's Automotive is celebrating 15 years of automotive service you can trust. Located on FM 1488 in the Field Store community of Waller County, Larry's Automotive has earned dedicated customers by building a legacy of service. We invite you to go online at larrysautomotive.net and see what their customers are saying about them. Call 936-931-5566 and talk to the friendly folks at Larry's Automotive about the repair and service needs for your family fleet of vehicles. Oh, and be sure to ask about their in-house financing plans and layaway program. You know, they back every repair with a 24-month, 24,000-mile warranty on parts and labor. So give them a call at 936-931-5566. There's only one way to say it. Larry's Automotive treats you like family. Call them at 936-931-5566 and find satisfaction worth the drive.
Hi, this is Penny Lucas Rock, women's volleyball coach at the Alabama State University. I'm calling to inform you that volleyball kickoff date for all SWAC teams are August 25th. We also will have our first SWAC roundup that will be hosted by Texas Southern University in Houston, Texas on September 22nd through the 24th. Then it will be followed up with the second roundup of the SWAC in Montgomery, Alabama on October 20th through the 22nd on the campus of Alabama State University. Looking forward to seeing you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
The OpenMic Broadcast Network is a community-based radio station that was established in 2002. We have been dedicated to local, regional, and community programming with coverage for high school, collegiate sports, ministries, and information. Our goal is to provide quality, productive, and positive programming that reflects the community that we serve. Visit our website, ktorradio.com and OBN-Radio.com.
Brandon Lewis with West Chase Express and the Houston Summer Collegiate League. Give you an update on the golf tournament that was canceled due to severe weather around the city of Houston. We're going to reschedule for May 29th, the Memorial Day weekend at Cinco Ranch Golf Course. We're really excited. We've got NFL, MLB alumni coming out. We're going to have an awesome silent auction with signed jerseys from current Astros, former Astros, and just former Major League ball players. But for golfers who want to register online, they can register at hcsleague.com. Again, that's www.hcsleague.com. And the golf registration is on there. It was $120 per player individually and $500 per team. We're looking forward to a great weekend that week and just raising funds for these youngsters to be able to show off their talents and their craft on the baseball field. Again, thank you, Dr. Prince. We look forward to everything that you've got going on here at the station with OBN Network. Thanks and have a great day.
And welcome back to the Mike Prince Show. I'm your host, Dr. Mike Prince. And I want to remind you that we do have some upcoming dates where we're going to be doing a live remote show. You heard the Houston Collegiate Summer League. We'll be with them on Memorial Weekend at Hooters in Katy, Texas. We'll be going live talking to the presidents and some key people throughout that Houston Collegiate League. What it is, it's a great summer collegiate baseball league to guys to tighten up on their baseball skills and improve in a game that I personally love. No game like the game of baseball, and in particular, softball. So be sure to join us on Memorial Weekend at the Hooters in Katy, Texas. Stay tuned for more information and detail. In fact, you can follow me on Twitter at Radio Guy, and we'll be tweeting and giving you all that information that we got going up. Now, we've had a pretty good show today. It's been a condensed show, not our normal show. We had some technical difficulties, and, things like that happen, especially when you're doing stuff live. It just happens. So it is what it is. We don't try to over-script anything out. We just let it flow, let it go, and the rest will take care of itself. And I believe it's been taking care of itself pretty much for today. But as we went through today's show, we'll quickly recap everything that we covered thus far. We did talk about the apps versus websites, and our solution to both of those, of course, is the phone. And, of course, the Raiders in their move to Las Vegas. Last segment was Coach Jessica Kern and her move from Mississippi Valley State to Tennessee State, and we do wish her well on that. We're going to be having a follow-up interview with Coach Kern coming up real soon. I promise you that it's going to be coming real soon, which now leads us to our thought of the week. And for the most part, this is just a little simple approach that we've developed here at the Open Mic. Try to give you something that would be thought-provoking enough to at least motivate you to start heading in the right direction or whatever it is that you want to do. So the thought of the week is simply this: love what you do, simplify what you do, and master what you do. That is a very simple philosophy, simple concept that we've developed here at the OpenMic Broadcast Network. When you love what you do, whatever it is that you do or whatever it is you have a passion for, when it's something that you love, it will never, ever feel like work. When it's something that you're so passionate about that you're dedicated to, and you happen to find a way to make provisions for your family, i.e. professional ball players, i.e. entertainers, or whatever it is, lawyers, doctors. But if it's something that you love, love what you do, then simplify it. You don't have to try to overdo anything. Simplify it, as the old KISS method. Keep it simple, sweetie. Or some would say keep it simple, stupid. But whatever it is, simplify it and just get it so routine that it becomes like second nature. Simplify it, and then master what you do. If it's something that you say you love doing, if it's something that you say you're dedicated to, even when days you don't feel like it, you have to push your way through, and you begin to master whatever it is that you're affiliated with, that you're associated to. If you're going to be the gatekeeper, be the best gatekeeper on this side of heaven. If you're going to be a dishwasher, be the best dishwasher on this side of heaven. If you're going to be a radio announcer, be the best, whatever it is, you work within your skill set. You push yourself, and you make sure that you leave everything out there, and you don't cheat yourself nor the people around you. Because what happens so many times, people think they got so much time. I'll get it later. I'll get it later. I'll get it later. And you end up blowing opportunities. Time passes by, and then you're looking back. If I woulda, coulda, shoulda. Don't cheat yourself. Embrace the opportunities. Launch forward. Don't look back, because looking back slows you down. So you love what you do. Simplify what you do. Master what you do. When you do that, it doesn't matter what field you choose to go into. You will find more quality in life. Because I'm finding out that, yes, money does help ease some situations, but it doesn't bring you joy. It could bring you some temporary happiness, but it doesn't bring you joy. But when you're doing something you love, you're passionate about it, and you roll over at night sleeping, and you think, oh, no, it's not time yet. Go back to sleep. That's joy. And then all you have to do is simplify. You don't have to overcompensate. One of the greatest inventions to me, and it might sound old and antiquated right now, is the fax machine. You can send a document through a phone line that comes out on the other end, although it's not a perfect document, but it's a legible document that you can read. Sign off of contracts have been signed like that. I just think that is a very ingenious program or invention. You heard me talk earlier in this segment about apps versus websites, and those are wonderful things. And run with it. Run, Forrest, run. I'm for that. But we, in that simple, realize that we have something that's attached to us every day. Doesn't cost people anything to download. It's called the phone. Put the phone number in, lock it. If you happen to have a code to get to whatever channel you're going to, put the code in parentheses next to the name of OpenMic or OBN-Radio, whatever you want to put by, and there's your app, and it didn't cost you anything. Call me old, call me simple, but it works. And that's how you maintain, that's how you keep ahead. You don't have to try to jump into what everybody else is doing when you understand your mission and your plan. I'm running out of time. Actually have run out of time. It's always a joy, always meaningful, at least for me, to be able to present to you the Mike Prince Show. Hope you enjoyed yourself. Please visit our websites, KTORradio.com, OBNRadio.com. Don't forget to call our live listen line anytime, 24 hours a day, 605-477-5066. And if you happen to be at your desktop computer, you can go to OBN-Radio and look up OpenMic Broadcast Network. If you happen to be within the Prairie View city limits, go to 87.9 FM, and there you'll find us. I'm Dr. Mike Prince. Enjoyed your company. Hopefully, prayerfully, we'll get a chance to do this again next week. Until the next time, be blessed.